morning, everybody, and welcome to RVTV.
Morning, Jens.
How are we, Kev?
Not too bad, mate. A bit of a rush job to get here, but I made it. So by the skin of my teeth. Yeah.
What, we out with the dogs, or?
No, just general getting things ready. Just Sunday morning, usual crap. But I'm running late. The time goes twice as fast when you're rushing. You know what I mean? It drives you bonkers. Yeah.
That's very true. So, how are you feeling?
Confident.
Yeah?
Yeah, that doesn't sound very confident, does it? We're at home. Yeah. We're at home. It's always down the years. When you're at home, anything could happen. You know, we've lost a few at home, a few bad ones, but if he picks the right team and he sets the stall out and everything goes right, got to watch their dirty tricks department, though. That's the only thing I'm worried about.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, so Spurs versus the Nomads, the day that we wait for or we look forward to the whole season, and then when it gets here, absolutely dread. Well, I know I do.
Yeah, it could be a good week or a bad week ahead. You know, you just don't know.
Well, first question that I have is, could the awesome threesome return?
So, 2 out of 3. 2 out of 3 for me.
Yeah, you reckon?
Yeah.
Okay. So my predicted lineup is Loris, Romero, Longley, Dyer, Doc, Bentancur, Højbjerg, Perisic, Kulu, Kane, and Son.
Yeah.
Now I'm hearing this morning that Bentancur is going to be a last-minute fitness test.
Hi, Simon.
So, good morning, Simon. I understand that you're not feeling very well, mate. So, we hope you get better. And we hope that Spurs give you something to smile about a little bit later.
Yeah. I don't know.
So, what do you think? They're all apparently last-minute fitness tests. But do you think, I mean, he wouldn't tell us even if they were fit, would he?
No, it's all mind games, isn't it? It's not for us, but for the opposition, you know. I think Kulusevski might be the doubtful one. I'm not. I think he might only be a sub. I don't know. I've got a funny feeling. Yeah.
Okay, I heard that he was the one more likely to be fit, but and that Bentancur, as I said, and I haven't really heard a lot about Richarlison, apart from congratulations to him. He was nominated for the Puskas Award for that overhead kick. Yeah. So got to say I'm very happy with that. But right, another thing from Simon. Thanks, just a winter bug. Hopefully, I think Kulu will be on the bench to start with, not match fit. Yeah, that's fair enough.
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah, but it'd be an impact sub, you know. I mean,
yes.
Comes
on
at 60 minutes. He comes on. He might do the business.
Yeah.
Providing we haven't self-destructed by then.
Yeah, Gil to start, replace Kulu at 60 minutes. Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Gil has definitely put himself out there, hasn't he? I've been impressed with his cameos. I hope that he goes from strength to strength. I still can't help the feel that he's a little bit like Jose Dominguez, except doesn't have the upper body strength.
Yeah.
We'll wait and see. I mean, what's his name? You remember when we signed Aaron Lennon and Routledge? Routledge was the one who was going to be the top one.
Yeah.
And then he got injured and Lennon came in and took it with both hands. So,
a few hundred games later,
But we have a surprise guest. So, let's introduce him.
Go.
Thank you.
One Johnny Einstein.
I recognise him, that old geezer.
Hello, Kev. You all right?
All right, John?
Yeah, good to see you again. Good to
How
see
you keeping?
All good, mate. All good. Yeah. Can he grumble?
My beer's better than yours.
Yeah, isn't it? Pissing on mine at the moment.
Both of yours is better than mine. So.
I think Jens, you got to catch up.
Oh, mate, seriously. When I had COVID earlier last year, I didn't shave for about 8 days, and it was just like sort of a 16-year-old's attempt at a beard. So I've never bothered. I knew that I could never grow a beard. So I like to say smooth.
I fell out with my chin years ago. I don't like the look of my bare chin. So
okay.
Yeah.
You're not going today?
I am. Yes.
You are.
We're waiting for Gazza. He's mucking around with kids and whatnot. He's got his duties to do, and then I think we're leaving about 12:30. Well,
Okay.
Yeah, so getting the train about 1, but about 12:30 off ski. So I'll jump on.
Yeah, nice one.
Yeah, heading up on the train today.
So your football team is missing your micromanagement today, then?
No, we didn't have a game this week, so I went to watch my nephew. He scored a goal and he set one up with a beautiful De Bruyne outside of the ball. It was brilliant outside of the Duke, carried it from the halfway line into the player's path to score a goal. So he's
nice.
There, the lads, yeah.
I seem to remember that his old man plays for your team, doesn't he? And he's pretty good.
No, that's my other nephew. Yeah, but he's a good player, Danny. Yeah, Danny. That's Leo. Leo's another. He's a couple of years younger, but he's got a hell of a left foot on him. He has. He's named after Messi. That's why he's called Leo, because his dad's Spanish. So he sports Barcelona, so he's called Leo after Messi. So big boots to fill.
Definitely. So, what do you reckon about the predicted lineup then?
Let's have a look.
Do you think that looks about right, or do you think they're not going to be back? Or
it's whether he puts Davis in, isn't it? Davis or Dyer. Longley in the middle. North London derby. Who's got the experience in the North London derby? Probably Dyer and Davis, isn't it? Really?
Yeah.
But I do like Longley. He's better on the balls and he's a bit more composed. So in a derby with frantic challenges going in and a quick tempo, Longley might be the better man on the ball, because when it gets a bit quicker, Davis and Dyer, that's when they tend to have their brain farts, isn't it? When people are hurrying them on the ball and whatnot.
Yeah, that's very true. But do you think that the awesome threesome will return today, even if just on the bench? Or
yeah, I was listening to you guys as I was loading my computer up. I don't know if I thought Cooley was the one that was a bit more ready than Benson. But the easy option would be to play Gill again, wouldn't it? And then keep Cooley up your sleeve, and then Benson was the important one, wasn't he? He played brilliantly last year against Swindon when we beat him at the end of last season. He was brilliant. So
pulling all the strings,
yeah, he's our main man, isn't he, really?
So Simon says, I hate to admit it, but we need Dyer for the set pieces. What, you mean taking them?
His birthday boy today as well, isn't he?
He's definitely better at Kane at taking them.
Is it Dyer's birthday, Kev, is it?
Yeah.
Yes, it is, yeah, 29 years old.
29, blimey.
Yeah. I can still remember when we signed him and he scored that debut goal against West Ham.
He had his curtains, didn't he?
Yes.
I'm trying to get my hair back later at Dyer.
No comment.
You can pick up Radio 1 with that hairial, mate.
I know. I've had my woolly hat on all morning. It's all over the shop. Proper hat hair.
Is it cold over there?
Yeah, freezing today. Yeah,
Is it?
Freezing. Yeah.
It's not actually too bad over here, but it's raining, obviously, as usual. But yeah. So, what do we reckon?
Well, I reckon I'll take a 2-1 win all day long.
Yeah.
I don't care how we get it.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that,
Yeah. It would really be nice to have those three back, wouldn't it? Basuma hasn't played particularly well. Sars looked great, but again, he's only really played a few minutes, and you can't expect to chuck him into one of the biggest games of the season. And then, crack on. Skip hasn't looked the same since he came back from injury. And Højbjerg's been crap ever since he came back from the World Cup. So the central midfield is worrying me a little bit.
I think he might go 3 ends. He could put Basuma and Skip in there to join Højbjerg if Benson doesn't make it, and then go Kane and Son up the top maybe. He did that against Liverpool last year, didn't he? When we didn't have much of a team midfield out, so maybe he might shore up the midfield a bit by putting 3 in there. Yeah,
that'd be nice. Because I would have liked to have seen him play 4-3-3 a lot more. I don't think we really have the players for 3-4-3, but he still seems.
No, I think 3-5-2. Jens, he'll keep his 3 at the back, won't he? And his wing backs. But I think he might put 3 in midfield at 5-3-2, and then just puts Kane and Son up top, and then give himself an extra midfielder, Basuma, Højbjerg and maybe Skip, I guess. It's an easy decision to. I mean, I like the look of Sarr, but it's an easy decision to start with Bassoon, isn't it? And then if he's not doing the business, to put Sarr on.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got trust in Sarr now, hasn't he? He's done well the last 2 or 3 times, and all the comments coming out of training and in the press conferences saying he's been really impressed with Sarr. So.
Okay, good.
Yeah, he likes it. Nice look at him.
And so we probably think. Do you think it'd be the same with Gil? Or because if Kulusevski is match fit, you've got to put him in, really, haven't you?
Absolutely. Yeah. All our creativity comes from Kulu, doesn't it? Really, it's you look a different team when he's in there. I think he'll start. I think Kulu will be all right.
Yeah. Well, let's hope so. So Simon says 3-1 win, 2 for Kane to smash the record. Sonny with 1 on the Dyer influence goal for the South London. Yeah, I like that one. That would not surprise me in the slightest, Simon.
Although he hasn't been in the newspapers all week saying how good he is, he, Dale? That's when he tends to make a mistake, when he's giving it large in the papers, isn't he? Like, yeah, I'm feeling better than ever. I'm on form and I've had a great season. That's when he always drops a rick, isn't it? So he's kind of keeping his mouth shut and ease myself back into the team gently. Yeah.
Because I thought he played pretty well against, who was it, Palace. But then again, Palace were dreadful.
They folded, didn't they? They really collapsed. Yeah.
And that surprises me because usually I seem to remember a few years ago we had a decent record against them, and then it sort of dipped off a little bit. And they were they won a few games. What was his name? Jason Punchin, I seem to remember.
Yeah, he loved the goal against us.
Great goal against us, and I always have fond memories of him because he was just starting out at Barnet when I used to go and watch them in the early 2000s, I think it was. But recently, it surprises me because I think, do I really want to heap praise on a Gooner? But I think that what's his name is a decent manager.
Yeah. If you remember, Jens, when he first got appointed on Shellside Spurs, me and you were talking and we said, what a disastrous appointment. He failed in America. He's going to come over and he'll get sacked by Christmas. But he's done really well, and he's impressed me, to be honest, as much as you don't like to praise a Gooner, but he really turned them around, didn't he? They were saying on Talk Sport, actually, on the way down this morning, they've got a good record against the top teams, and the bottom teams, it's the ones in the middle that he struggles with, and they were classing Tottenham as one of the ones in the middle, and they always seem to beat him, he said, so...
Yeah.
That's Talk Sport for you, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then, of course, you got Dave ringing in from Loughton. What are you talking about? Spurs best in the world.
Yeah, good old Dave.
Good old Dave. Yeah.
I bet I was thinking of you this morning, Jens. Today, days like today, are probably the ones you miss the most, aren't they? Being over in the Netherlands now, the North London derby.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
you'd be pissed by now, wouldn't you?
Absolutely, having a Heineken for breakfast. 7 o'clock in the morning when I wake up. I go to bed at 5.
On your cereal. You'd have got so excited last night. Yeah, you're right. You'd still be up, wouldn't you, from yesterday, putting beer on your cereal and buzzing, gliding down the high street.
Absolutely, yeah. Some methamphetamines, why not? Yeah, lovely. So Simon says, do we think Perisic will be able to keep Saka under control?
I think he'll play Davis, actually, thinking about it, because he's more solid, isn't he, than Longley. I think he'll play Davis to just stay a bit deeper and combat Saka. Yeah. Allows Perisic to stay a bit higher, doesn't it?
I don't watch a lot of the Gooners apart from Match of the Day. Has Saka really had that good a season?
Yeah, he did all right in the World Cup, didn't he?
Yeah.
You can clip this afterwards, but I don't even think they're that good, the Gooners. They were riding a wave of confidence from pre-season, weren't they? And they haven't really had any injuries or tough fixtures. They keep getting lucky with breaks and stuff like that. So their luck's going to run out soon, isn't it? I don't think they're that good at all.
Well, let's hope they, because, City didn't do any favours yesterday, did they?
I think they've still got that weak underbelly, and as soon as any team put a bit of pressure on them, I'm sure they'll fold again. But no one's really been doing it, have they, to be honest? And today's the day that we can sort of crush them like we did towards the end of last season, just completely zap all their confidence. You noticed it the other day when they dropped points to Newcastle. I think they had 6 or 7 players booked. The manager was jumping up and down and going mad on the sidelines. Yeah. The pressure is getting to him. So if we can just add to it today, I think that might tip them over the edge a little bit.
Yeah, that would be nice.
They're so cocky as well, aren't they? They're just giving it, oh yeah, wait till we turn up and we'll turn you over in your own back garden. I just keep saying to them, it should be an easy game for you. You're so brilliant at the moment, aren't you? And we're so poor. Just a nice, easy game. Just turn up and we'll see, won't we? Nice, easy game for you. Let's see how you get on.
You have to be careful because the Ashburton Army is about. And apparently if you don't cover your face and you can't throw hands, then you can't join. So, yeah, just put it all over Twitter. So the police are waiting for you at the station. You get a nice escort down to the ground. Yeah, well done.
Didn't they say something? We need to be careful, this Tottenham lot, because it doesn't matter. Women, children, disabled, they will kick your head in if they see you.
Absolutely. I got a grandma who lives next door to us. I headbutted her yesterday. So, yeah. Nobody's safe when Spurs are around.
Oh, dear. I miss the old days in the old stadium when they had to come into that part of the ground, didn't they? Past that little corner there, and you could just throw stuff at them and intimidate them, allegedly. Yeah. It used to be great. You could cut the atmosphere about, couldn't you? Yeah. Don't know what you're talking about.
So Simon says, you're right, Johnny. They're not that good. Heard an Arsenal fan yesterday saying he know they're only top because City are out of form. Wow. That's...
I don't rate them at all. I mean, look through their team, and the team that we beat at the end of last season, they've added Zinchenko and Jesus, and Zinchenko's shit, and Jesus is injured, isn't he? So I don't see where the improvements go. They're riding confidence at the moment. As soon as a few things go their way, that soft underbelly of theirs will crumble and they'll tail away. Yeah. Like someone said on Twitter, I can see us if we beat them convincingly today. They don't even think Arsenal finish in the top 4. I reckon that could happen, to be honest. They'll crumble completely. Yeah.
Well, let's hope that we don't crumble completely.
No.
The record that we have against them recently at White Hart Lane has been decent.
Yeah, it has.
But I just think that we've got too many players out of form. And too many players injured. Or, our as you say, Kulusevski is our main creative player. And he's been out for, a few months now?
Yeah, Hoybier's out of form and his son's out of form.
Yeah. And I wouldn't say Kane's exactly pulling up any trees. And Loris is the one who's making silly mistakes. He's getting on a bit, but we're going to discuss a little bit later about transfer rumours. So, predictions for score. Kev?
Well, I said 2-1.
You reckon 2-1?
I'm hoping 2-1, yeah. Well, I'd rather 2-0, but I'll settle with 2-1. I don't care where the goal's come from.
3-1, Kane 2 to break the record, and Sonny to get one as well. 3-1. 3-1 or 3-0.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm going to have to go a little bit different. I think it's going to be a draw. I think it's going to be 1-1 or 0-0. I think that Conte is going to be so desperate to avoid defeat that we're going to play pretty negative football.
That is a worry.
Yeah. But I still think we'll get a point out of them.
I think he'll do that, and that will give us a nice solid base because the crowd will be so up for it and like encouraging the players. They'll give that little bit extra, and then we'll push on to spite his kind of set up. To be honest, so hopefully the crowd will play that part.
He's had a week to get them ready, isn't he? So it's a bit of a luxury. So
Well, tell your brother John that if he sings loud and proud for 90 minutes, he gets a $5 off next year's North London Derby.
For those watching, my brother is taking Jens's ticket today. So thank you, Jens.
You're very welcome.
Yeah, and I think he's buzzing to hopefully see Kane break the record because he's a Harry Kane lookalike, isn't he? So might get free beer or something.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Okay, up next. I haven't really prepared very well for this week, so bit of transfer news. A new name which popped up, which I've only heard about from today, is a guy called Dan Juma, who used to play for Bournemouth He's a winger, 25 years old. Was sold to Villarreal a couple of years ago. Right-footed, about 5'8", and it's a loan move. Surprise, surprise. Because apparently he's fallen out with his manager and teammates at Villarreal. Do we really want to sign a player like that?
No.
Do you know anything about him?
I've not heard anything. Where was that, on SC? Oh.
Yes, it was, yeah.
No, I haven't had time this morning.
What's his name? THFC Spurs posted up the link. You know, he's the in the know. It's from the Daily Mail, so yeah, maybe we'll take that with a pinch of salt.
Yeah.
Is he a winger or a wing back?
A winger. What are his? I don't have any stats, but I just wondered if you.
No, I can't remember.
Loan deal has Paratici written all over it and would free up funds for the right wing back position. But yeah, we'll get onto that. Now, so Pedro Porro, who seems to be one of our number one
targets
options. Yeah, targets this. Hello.
Or is he? They always say that Paratici has a decoy, doesn't they? Like to keep like a magician will look at that one over there while I get the other one done. It seems to have been going on for too long now, doesn't it? Nothing really seems to be progressing. So maybe that's just the decoy one while he's working behind the scenes on his actual target.
Yeah,
get people off kind of thing. Probably Chelsea be trying to buy him, won't they? You seem to be buying everyone else, linked with everyone else, don't they?
It is a bit like Football Manager with that new chairman, isn't it? It's like,
how they get?
He's got 95%.
How are they getting away with it with the financial fair play? I have no idea. And they spent nearly 200 million. And they haven't got a big stadium, have they, to bring in funds or anything? So I don't know how they can get away with it.
I'm not even sure that FFP thing is still going on. I mean, what was it they said? Clubs like Man City, they'd go over the top, and then 2 years later they go to court and probably get the ruling overruled. So it was, it doesn't work, does it?
No.
Anyway, welcome, Hasper. Nice to see you, mate. Arsenal bought much better than us in the summer. Players that fit their system. I go into this game like back in the 90s. I would bite my hand off for a draw right now, and then we can move on. Yeah, I have to say I'm pretty similar to that. It is. I don't think it's the gap is as big as it used to be back in the 90s. Definitely not, in fact. But it just seems we're not doing very well. But then again, a win in the North London derby could really kickstart our season, couldn't it? We're currently in 5th. So yeah.
Didn't I see on social media if you win, we can go? Is it 2 points off the third if we win? Aren't we?
Oh, is it?
For the result yesterday. Yeah, so we can go within 2 points of the third. But after having such a shock in the season, we can go out to, I think it's within 2 points of the third.
Right. Okay.
So big game for us as well. Like looking up, even just to stop the goodness.
Yeah. What does he say? 2 goals in 10 games ain't that great. No assists either.
Guy in Villarreal.
Oh, Dan Juma. Right. Okay. Yeah. Well, we shall see what happens there. Another name. Sorry.
I think our only hope is that they say that he spins loads of plates at once, doesn't he, Paratici, and then he decides which one he wants towards the end of the window. So I think that's our only hope. Like last year, we hadn't heard of Benson and Kulisevsky. They weren't ever linked to them, and at the moment, last minute, he pulled the plug on those ones. So maybe that's what he's up to. Hopefully, that's all we can hope for, because there don't seem to be a lot happening.
Yeah. Had says, I'd like us to play like we did back in 2010 under Harry with when Rose scored on his debut. Can see us winning a game that way. That would be nice. I tell everybody who talks about that game that I was right behind Danny Rose's shot in block 34, and I could see it was coming towards me, and I thought that's going in, and I think I started celebrating a split second before everybody else. But Yeah, that was a great night, wasn't it?
If you remember, Jens, when I was in
Chelsea, wasn't it? The next week, or that was the week we played Arsenal and Chelsea.
Jens, if you remember that guy, that stood behind me, Jens, when the ball popped out to you.
Yeah.
If you remember that idiot that used to stand behind me on the shelf.
Yeah.
When the ball came out to him, Rose getting a bit sick at the time when he was a youngster, and I don't know, mate. It was Levy, wasn't it? Actually, so he couldn't give it a stick, could he? But I remember it come out to him, and this idiot behind me go, "What are you fucking doing? What are you hitting it from there for?" And I never doubted you for a second, son. Yeah, like, what are you fucking hitting out there for?
I bet you don't miss it. Well, I bet you don't miss that guy who used to stand behind you.
I do actually a little bit. It'd be interesting to know where he ended up in the stadium, in the new stadium.
Yeah. Another name who's been all over the tabloids this week is Trossard.
Yeah.
I have to say I've liked him every time I've seen him play. But again, is he going to take us to the next level, or is it just going to be he's going to be like another Emerson Royale?
Yeah.
So probably not good enough for us.
Like for like.
Steady Eddie, isn't he?
Yeah. Imagine if we had 2010 Danny Rose now. God, imagine if we had 2010 Danny Rose and Carl Walker. Yeah, we'd be challenging for the title. Stick someone like Stefan Freund in the middle. Lovely, Charlie.
Bites. I got told myself I look like Stefan Freund in football this weekend because my growing my hair a bit now. It's all over the place. And someone goes, "You look like Stefan Freund in the midfield there." So I just go around going, bites.
Isn't that R. White's in the middle of... No. Yeah, sorry. Secret lemonade drinker. Sorry. One thing that Kev actually told me about during the week was David Raya from Brentford, the goalkeeper. Dem Bailey, I think you mean. We don't want Undon Bailey in the middle again, mate. Have you seen him play much? I've seen him play a few times. I haven't been that impressed.
I watched him yesterday. Brentford v Bournemouth, wasn't it? Yeah, last night.
Yeah, any good?
He's sound, but he likes playing to the gallery as well. You know, he's one of them exhibitionist type players, as I can see,
like Peter Shilton.
Yeah, it's all about him and that. And I think,
and he'd go,
yeah,
stick his hand up and knock it over the bar.
I can't remember who it was. One of the defenders went up to him at one point and told him to calm down because he was just over agitated. One of them.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was good to see my countryman. I think it's Matthias Jensen. He got a goal and got man of the match. So their central midfield pairing of Norgård and Jensen. That's our second string for the Danish team. But it's nice to see him doing relatively well in the Premiership.
He got a naughty tackle on him as well in the first half, right on his ankles, didn't he? They
really?
Saw that, Kev. Like someone went right at the top of the ball on him, didn't they? And he was giving him equals afterwards. And the referee was trying to G him up to take the free kick, and then they kept showing the replay. And this guy went right over the top of him onto his ankle. He was just trying to, shake it off a little bit. And he was getting pissed off at the ref because he'd like going to get on with the game, but he was proper war on his ankle.
Yeah.
So I think it's fine not to get that goal actually as well.
Yeah, we've already said happy birthday to Eric Dyer. Well, this is awkward. Yeah, I know your feelings on Eric Dyer has, and he's definitely not your favourite player, is he? And then Simon, sorry. I like Raya, but I think Forster is better. Do we think that Forster is an option to take over? Because Mr. Levy's probably not going to spend big money on a new goalkeeper. Do you think that Hugo's going to want to retire, or do you think he's going to want to go back to France and maybe play in the lower leagues over there?
I think he would like to go back to France. He's been here, 10 years now? Something like that? 9, 10, 11, yeah. I think it's time for him to say so that he's retired from international football now. It's the next obvious step, I think.
Yeah.
I think you'll see out this season. I think he might have lost the love as well, you know. I think he's lost the love, I think, in football. He's had a lot of hard knocks physically and mentally in the last few years.
Yeah.
Playing for Spurs, he would do, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Probably gets 10 years and get a nice gold watch from Levy, because Michael Vaughan got that watch, didn't he, when Toby or Jan were leaving, and Vaughan kind of muscled his way in and got a watch as well, didn't he? So maybe Lloris is thinking, I've got to get a better watch than Michael Vaughan.
How old is Fraser Foster?
The buy, right?
How old is Foster now? I'm not sure. Is he ancient or as goalkeepers go?
Don't think he's that much younger than Hugo, to be honest. Let me have a butcher's.
He looks a bit sort of slow on his feet in the few games he has played. Sort of like he's walking through a tree or got Herman Monster boots, and then he's someone said his feet seem to take a while to get going.
Yeah. Bloody hell! I didn't realise he was 6'7".
Yeah, he's huge.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's 34. How old's Hugo? Isn't he 34 as well?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Older than that, isn't he?
Oh, is he? Okay. Or maybe 36.
7.
Yeah, he's 36.
He, yes. 36.
Born in 86. God, what a year that was, 86. World
86.
Cup.
Yeah, Denmark, yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes,
Alderton. Michael Laudrup.
Yeah.
Elkiar.
Jan Mulby.
The only Dane with the thickest Scouse accent you'll ever hear. Hey, all right, mate. Hey, calm down. I'll throw some bacon at you.
Does he still do punditry in Denmark? He was big enough when he's alone, wasn't he? That alone when he stopped doing all the training and everything. Is he like bolts out? Is he?
Who's that?
Or was he? Jan Mulby.
I'm not sure. I thought he was doing punditry in England. I thought he stayed in England.
Maybe.
Didn't he? I'm not sure.
Jan
but
Mulby.
We when I was over in Denmark in '98 and living down in the south of Jutland, close to the German border, I was working at a place that did parties and stuff like that, but they also delivered food for parties. And so we're driving down the road, and the guy says, "Oh, look at the town name," and it was called Mulby, and that's where he comes from. That's his town.
All right.
They renamed the town after him.
Well, yeah, no. He's I think his family is one of the big people around there, and so it was. I think it was they either named themselves after the town or the town named themselves after him. But it was years ago. So
that used to be didn't it?
Sorry.
Yeah, in the late 80s and early 90s, that used to be the diss, didn't it, for your fat mate that's quite good at football. You used to call him Jan Mulby, didn't you? Here he is, Jan Mulby. If you had anyone fat that could play, you used to call him Jan Mulby, didn't you? He's quite good, but he's fat, so you're Jan Mulby. I think I still use that reference point now. No one understands what I'm on about, but I still use that reference point now. If someone's carrying a bit of timber, but he's still a good player, Jan Mulby or Jan Mulby.
I think you're cutting out, John.
Yeah, I'm getting interference here. Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't want to mention any of my friends from Woodside, James Smith, but he was carrying a bit of timber, wasn't he?
That's who I was thinking of when we just said it.
So that's a good question. Sorry, what do we know about Brandon Austin? He's been out on loan to America, isn't he? I don't think. Well, I didn't hear that he was pulling up many trees. Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't seem that. What's his name? Is he called McGrath or something like that? He plays for the youth team. Ginger-haired fella. He's looked really good. I mean, I think he was playing for the under-21s, and so you have to look pretty good, seeing as they won their first game last week against Liverpool, and I think they've drawn 6 and lost 6. They're really not doing very well. But yeah, Brandon Austin, I'm not even sure what team he plays in because he's not in the under-21s. I think I've seen him on the bench for some FA Cup games. And yeah,
had those friendlies recently. You know, the friendly after the World Cup.
Okay.
Well, I thought it was Austin, wasn't it? I don't know.
Yeah, it might have been, but I think Whiteman did play a little bit. But yeah, that's well said. Again, I don't know a lot about Whiteman. I said to myself when I bought Spurs Play or whatever it's called that I was going to watch lots of under 18s and under 21s, and then they'd advertise that the game was on, and they wouldn't show it. So yeah, unfortunately, I kind of gave up there. And to be honest, watching the under 21s, I just can't see anyone who's gonna come through. Santiago's been playing pretty well when they switched him from a winger to a centre forward. But Niall John, who everyone was raving about before he went to Charlton, he's looked highly average, and he's the captain.
Yeah.
That was one of the questions that the trust asked, wasn't it? There's no real pathway from the youth teams into the first team at Ireland. What's going on with, you've got these wonderful facilities and new training ground, but there doesn't seem to be any youngsters coming through.
Yeah, that's as
much to do with contact, I guess, isn't it? But
yeah, but you would have thought that our esteemed leader does love to save his pennies, doesn't he? And training up youth players is an awful lot cheaper than going out and buying an Endon Bailey or someone like that.
Yeah.
That's something I'd like to talk about as well. Our scouting team. Where did we get them? Did we win them in a raffle? Because it's the amount of misses that we've had. Obviously, all teams have misses and they have hits, but it seems that we have more misses than we have hits.
Yeah.
I don't think we had one. That was one of the things Paratici said when he came in. He had to put a scouting procedure in place because we didn't have a formal scouting procedure like other top clubs. That was one of the things he said. So that's one of the things that Levy got to do, put a proper scouting procedure in place, like a network around the world. Apparently, we didn't have a proper network. Just rely on former players and people recommending
down the pub. Oh yeah. Well, mate, Dave was watching
Yeah.
Lyon versus Marseille the other day on Sky. This bloke looks good, and his name begins with N. Let's sign him.
Yeah.
Just David Peake was our scouting network, wasn't he? That's it. Whoever David Peake was a good player, we'd buy him.
Yeah, and he wasn't. I think he was pretty good actually.
He got Dele Alli, didn't he? That was one of his.
Yeah. I have to say, I thought he was a pretty good manager as well. Just a shame that he liked it. Well, from what I heard, that thing that he did down the high street was blown all out of proportion. I've only heard that recently, and the poor bloke's had to carry that around with him for fucking years. But sorry, pardon my language. But yeah,
I was only a kid at it.
Yeah, we both were, weren't we? When
so when he said he got sacked for curb pull, and I couldn't, because I didn't understand what that meant really. I was like, well, it seems a bit odd that he's social manager just because he drove his car around slowly around London. I think my mum said to me, "Oh yeah, that's kind of driving your car slowly too near the curb."
It was Luton.
She kind of blagged it off.
Luton, it happened.
Yeah.
Was it Luton?
Yeah, so that's what my mum and I couldn't get my head around it. I was like, we're doing really well here. We've got a really good team and a really good manager. And they sacked him for driving his car around slowly. Obviously, as a kid, I didn't really understand the full, implications of what curb crawling meant.
Yeah, that's fair enough. But then again, I was curb crawling with Dave from when I was 6 years old, so it was all good. I know what it was.
Dave Reed, or
Dave Reed. Well, senior or junior?
He'll be getting excited today. Is he on? He'll be all over Twitter, Facebook, giving it a large, Dave.
He's not really on Facebook that much. I don't think he's doing that well at the moment, unfortunately. But yeah, Simon says
Whip him on there today.
Oh God, can't listen to that bloke seriously. Well, I listen, but read it because, you know, the amount of spelling mistakes is just it's incomprehensible. But yeah. But Simon said, scouting clearly not good enough. It's a major part of being consistent at the top level, and we don't have it, which I find absolutely mental, because we have supposedly these great facilities.
Yeah.
Yet we seem to keep losing our best youth team players year after year after year. What's it that I saw that Liverpool are interested in signing Noni Madueke from PSV Eindhoven, who left us when he was 17, 18 to go and play for them, and has been. I do have a workmate who's a PSV fan, and he said that he's not as good as everybody says. He's quite inconsistent, but he's still relatively young and he's still got a lot to learn. And if he goes to Liverpool, I'm not sure that he's going to make their first team for a while. But yeah, we made no money on that at all because he was released. There's no sell-on clause.
No.
It's not good business, and everybody's always talking about, or the Levy inners are always talking about what a great businessman Levy is.
Yeah,
I'm not sure that he is, unless he's selling, you know, reject clothes in Mr. Byron. But
Southampton and Brentford seem to do all right with their scouting networks. I don't know, they keep pulling off these youngsters from Europe and coming through. So there obviously are good scouting networks out there, but we haven't got one.
Yeah. Okay then, chaps. I think I'm going to wrap this up. It's been lovely to talk to you, John. Do you want to big up any YouTube channels or anything that you're doing?
If you like talking about biscuits and people going, oh yeah, all the time, then you can watch Shelfside Spurs on Thursday night. If you like talking about football, RVTV is where it's at every Sunday morning, 11:30.
Yeah, but I forgot. We didn't talk about cranberries.
Oh no, next week. This was next week, mate. Grapes and cranberries next week.
Absolutely.
As in fruit or music?
No, music would be good. No, but Rez had a big rant on Shelfside Spurs the other day about cranberries. I think I watched it for about 5 minutes. I actually sent him a message and I said, Rez, what are you doing? This is not a football show anymore.
Okay.
He didn't reply. So, I hope I didn't upset you, Rez. It wasn't meant that way. But it just seems a bit odd. But anyway. Thanks, lads. It was a good laugh. Much needed. Let's go smash the Gooners. Come on, you Spurs. Cheers, Simon. Thanks for watching. Cheers for watching.
Yeah.
Come on, you Spurs.
All right. Nice to speak to you, John. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to see you again, Kev. Excellent.
Yeah.
See you, Jens.
Yeah, nice.
To shout loud and proud for both at the stadium today.
Sorry?
Okay.
I shall shout loud and proud for both of you at the stadium today.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Nice one. Appreciate that. And come on, you Spurs. And if you haven't, like and subscribe and all that other business. You know me.
Come on, Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.